What's up, guys? My name is Khan, and we're back today with more Marble World, and today we're doing something a little bit different. I haven't done a video in this style in a long time. Normally, I kind of build stuff as we go through the video, but today I actually built something that took a fair amount of time to do, and I know it looks really basic, but this is a really cool machine that I've wanted to do for a long time, and this is a marble counting machine. This will count exactly how many marbles we spawn and send through the course. And then, of course, they'll just sort of run off here and go down into this area. So it's really cool. I'm really excited about it. And this is sort of a new era, I think, because this is the first time I've done any sort of logic in Marble World. And you can actually do logic in Marble World. It's pretty freaking awesome. So we're just going to spawn in a bunch of marbles right away. We spawn in 181 marbles over here, but you'll notice the count is 197. So we actually have an 8-bit binary counting system here. So we can count up to 256 marbles, and then we run out of bits, and we've got 8 individual bits. Now, each bit uses 2 marbles, so that's why we have plus 16 to the count. So the reason why is objects in Marble World only interact with marbles. They don't interact with any other objects. So here we're actually using this little like flicker device to sort of work with this memory bit, and we needed these 2 marbles on the other side to act as a sort of spring. You'll see what happens, but basically what's going to happen is each one of these sections here is its own memory bit. And right now they're all set to a value of 0. There's no marble in this slot here. But you'll see the first marble comes in and then it resets. We might have to actually, let's slow this down a little bit. So the first marble comes in and it goes in and it's going to fall into the slot. And then the second marble comes along, and because there's a first marble in the slot, rather than falling in, it's going to ride over this marble, bounce over the slot. Perfect. And what it does, it hits this super fast boost pad, which then boom, jams this open, which in fact flicks this forward, and that removes this marble. Now this is like a four-way system here, and that's why these marble spawners on the other side spawn these white marbles. So we're not counting the white marbles, but on the other side we've got one on a booster and one that's just jammed up against the brick, and that keeps this, you can see it'll act like a spring. Pushes it back, flicks that one off, and boom, problem solved. And this is the basic mechanism. Now, I know this looks really simple, and it's kind of funny. This is gonna be like a 10-minute video, honestly, because I don't really have much to build. But this took so long to build, guys. This was like literally like 3 to 4 hours of building. And I know it looks simple, but getting the exact angles of everything, like for example, this brick right here, it looks like just a standard brick, but in fact, this brick is rotated at a very slight angle inward, and it's enough to make sure the marble, when it falls in, doesn't accidentally roll out the slot, but not so much that the next marble can't push it off, and you'll see from this perspective, it's so cool. Look at that. Perfect in slow-mo. I love watching this. But anyway, we can run it at a little bit faster speed, and you can see just flick, flick. I love it. But we're counting marbles, right? And so this system is actually counting whether or not, each marble that passes through. So the first marble sets the value to 1, the next marble resets the value, and then itself goes on to the next bit. And the next bit is the same setup, sets the marble to 1, resets and counts and flips through and continues along through 8 bits. And when the whole system is done, when all the marbles have been counted and this entire start area is empty. Is there a marble? How the heck? Would you look at that? There's a marble stuck on the start line. How does that happen? Oh, there we go. Perfect. But anyway, when this whole system is empty, all the marbles should be counted, and we should be able to read exactly how many marbles we have off the bits here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this works really well with small numbers of marbles, despite the fact that it quite literally took me like 3 to 4 hours just to build this one section. I tried many different designs. I finally got one that worked, and I'm super happy with it. But it isn't perfectly consistent. I know it looks super consistent, and it's like 99.99% perfect, but for some reason, sometimes with the game, a marble will like double up, or sometimes a marble will like get jammed or just fall out, and it can happen. So we'll do some smaller counts first. We're gonna just stop this now that we've seen how this works. And we'll do some smaller counts just so we can prove the accuracy, and then do a big 180 count at the end. We're gonna start by counting like 20 marbles. So we've got, let's do 26. So 25 marbles here, plus 1 on this end spawner. So if we press F, we've got 26 blue marbles here, and we've got 16 of the white ones. And if we do the math, that works out well. So then if we look at 26 in binary, I'm not going to convert it in my head, but 26 in binary is 11010. So by the time this is done counting, we should be able to just let this go. We should end up with 11010. Now I really hope this works. we'll try and watch this kind of a little bit slower. Let's, actually, let's keep it at high speed until the elevators come up. The elevators were actually kind of an interesting thing. The reason why we use the elevators is so we can get a consistent speed. So the way the marble logic kind of works is each marble is sort of like the logic signal itself, if you will. And the elevator is our separation. So the spacing between each step on the elevator is the amount of time we have between logic signals. So any AND gates, OR gates, XOR gates, stuff like that we want to build, I'm trying to use these elevators as sort of like the dictating of time. They're really convenient because they make it super consistent. They slow all the marbles down. They kind of stop the physics on them. And they make sure they're always lined up in the same way. And that's what lets us duplicate this over and over again. You can see they'll flow into the next elevator. So here we go. We're already counting marbles. All the runoff, like I said, just falls down to this trough and then goes and feeds here. That way we can count the runoff marbles. There are going to be marbles left in the bits. I know it's probably, there's like a bunch of people who are like, oh my god, this is super cool, I understand binary. And then there's a bunch of people who are going to be like, what is binary? And oh look, one just fell off. Did you see that? How did that fall off? Okay, we have to restart. See that? One just fell. I don't know how that even happened. It must have come out of the lift weird and like rolled off the edge. All right, so our marbles are coming up the second lift. Now, this is another thing, actually. Well, we had a lot of marbles down here. Dapper actually pointed out, I showed him this, and he said there was a big jam up happening here. And as a result, sometimes 2 marbles would get jammed into the same compartment. And if that happens and you get 2 marbles in one compartment, it screws up the whole system because they pass through at the same time. And this kind of reset switch needs a little bit of time to push the marble out of the way. So I actually did 2 lifts here with this piece in the middle, and that kind of makes sure that after they come off the one lift, there's enough separation so that they're all only 1 per space all the way up. I think it actually fell off the lift, landed on this, and rolled off. Is that legitimately what's happening? So you'll notice this path is narrower. That is legitimate. Look, it just did it there. Holy cow. That's where I've been losing my marbles. Okay, so you'll notice the path is narrower, and it's done like that on purpose. And the reason why the path is narrower is because this whole system has to be as narrow as possible in order for this flipper to, push the marble off. This is one of those things that I was testing, and as a result, I had to basically put all these extra pieces here. But that explains why I've been losing marbles the whole way down. I've got to actually fix this the whole way. When I was testing this earlier, with bigger marbles, like bigger numbers, it has a tendency sometimes to accidentally screw up. Let's see what this does. But with smaller numbers, it works great, and I couldn't figure out where I was losing marbles because I never found the spot where I was losing them. But I guess that must be it. In the very beginning, they're just getting launched off here. We should honestly just replace this with bigger sheets of glass. I don't know what I'm thinking. Let's just hold on. Let's just get rid of all this garbage. Yeah, this is just ridiculous. Let's try this again. So we're once again 26 marbles. And so that's 16 plus 26. That's good. They're coming down the flow. And then hopefully this prevents that issue where they fell off. That literally must have been where it screwed up. As long as they don't fall off here. But if they fall off here, they should roll all the way back down. And this should be absolutely perfect. Oh, this is going to be so cool. This is a really cool system, guys. I haven't even showed you guys that it works yet. Okay, I promise we're going to let this run through no matter what, just to prove it works. I can't believe I saw that, though. I honestly, for hours, I was testing and trying to figure out where am I losing marbles. This mechanism didn't always work. I had issues where multiples were skipping over. Even this bar, like, look at the stupid rotation angle this thing's at. It's ridiculous, but it's just enough to make this work as consistently as possible, which I'm super, super happy with how consistent this is. All right, nice. I think this is the solution, honestly. I think this was the problem I was facing earlier with the marble loss. I mean, we'll find out. If it doesn't add to the right number, we'll know. It should add to 26 pretty easily. So again, this is going to be 11010. So we should have 5th bit 11010 when we're done. Okay, so all the marbles are gone. So they've all fed out. We lost one somewhere. Oh, it screwed up. It already screwed up. How did we lose one? I want to make sure that this is actually working with these plates and make sure we're not losing marbles somewhere else. If we lose them, we're screwed. Now, mind you, there is sort of the possibility that marbles just fall through the track. It's happened to me before. It's happened to Dapper before, like if you send boosters and stuff. So there is that possibility. Oh, or there's the possibility that the first one just decides it's going to skip over and not fall down. That's cool. It might have been getting hung up before when I had the old method, which was actually slowing them down. And now that I've done it with the 2 panes, it's probably not getting hung up as much. And that means these boosters are probably excessive. That would be my guess. These two panes might be smoother than the individual sticks, but let's see here. Let's try this again. There it goes. Okay, now it fell in. But the fact that it shot over means there's a potential for others to shoot over too. Okay, that's good. Yeah, fall in. Okay. Interesting. Let's see if this adds up to the right number. I mean, it's 26, so it should be 11010. That's what we're looking for. So this should be a 0 when all the marbles have fed through, which is a few more. So let's see what happens. If this ends up as a 0, that's good. 0 bit. It's so hard to get the consistency with marbles in this game. Like, the physics is awesome. I love this game, but there are things that you can do that are weird. Like, you can launch a marble straight through a wall, and that's just, there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, that's a 0. That's good. It ended as a 0. This one needs to end as a 1. Is it going to do it? 1. Perfect. So 1, 0. Excellent. This one needs to end as a 0. Got a marble coming. 0. Perfect. All right, so we're at 0, 1, 0. And then we need a 1, 1. We've got a 1. And we've got a 1. No more marbles, right? No more marbles. Look at that. Perfect. It counted to 26. 1, 1, 0. 1, 0, which if you convert to binary is 26 marbles, which means we have 3 marbles up there, and we should have 23 down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh my god, that's so amazing. I love this. This is so cool. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. It actually worked. Okay, well, I can believe it. I have tested it. It does work on small numbers. Maybe these panes are the solution. Let's go to a big number. Let's go back up to 181. Start that up. So we've got 181 marbles to count, which gives us 197 because of the plus 16. And let's see if this works. This was the number I could never get to. Whenever I was counting, I'd get like 179, 160. Like, I was always doing 181 as a basic test, and it never got perfect. Now, the first iteration of this machine was off by like 3, and then eventually I got it always within 1. So it was always like plus or minus 1. So I'd have 1 marble that would skip, which, you know, if you have 180 marbles and only 1 screws up, that's still like less than 1%. So, I mean, you know, it's pretty good. But anyway, here we go. 181 marbles should end up with 181 count, which should be 10110101 if that's if it works out well. Of course, I'm gonna try and see if we watch any skip, but you know, it's easy to miss because now there's all these other ones. Did that one just skip? No, that was good, right? Oh, gee, oh, that was close. That was like, oh, that one just skipped. See, screwed up. All right, I've added these little bars here, and I'm hoping what'll happen is the marble's gonna come in, smash the bar, and then go under the bar on the boost pad. So the boost pad's a 1 boost pad here, but if the marble's coming fast because it has too much speed, it's just gonna hit the bar and fall down onto the boost pad and only go through at a slow speed. So it won't be able to carry any speed through here, which I'm hoping will slow it down enough so that we don't have to worry about the inconsistency here. I honestly don't know at this point. I'm hoping this solution, I put it on all of them, all 8 bits. Of course, I did it after I copied the bits. They might not all be perfectly aligned, but I think this is going to be good. That one, see, it comes in quick, but then it gets launched down, and then now it's not enough. Okay, this is good, though, because now we can control it with this boost pad. So we can just increase that boost pad value, and we can control exactly how fast it gets launched. So what if we increase this, hold on, to 5? And we'll spawn in a bunch of marbles. And I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna do them all at the same time. 5. I think that's super consistent now. Because now this marble, like this, no matter how fast they come out of this straight, it doesn't matter. This thing stops all their speed. They have to drop down and then get shot through. And then that booster guarantees it's always a consistent speed. This one's same deal. They hit this, they have to drop underneath. And then it's same speed all the way through. Oh, that's perfect. I think that's gonna be great. Well, I set to 181. Actually, let's restart this because I might have screwed up and missed some in the beginning. So let's restart that. And this should be 181 now. Let's see if it actually counts out 181 marbles, which again is 10110101 when it's done. Are you gonna fall in? Please don't fall off here. This would be ridiculous. You're good, right? You're gonna stay in? You too? Come on, guys. Come on, let's not. Just let him in. Just let him fall down in, man. Would Marble 95 ever do to you? You know, just let him go. Let him be part of the team. They're all kind of jamming up because there's a booster up here. This just prevents this jam up from happening. Sometimes the merge blocks, like 2 marbles get stuck right next to each other, but if you put a booster on like a slight angle, it kind of favors the one side, prevents the jam ups from happening. But it does kind of push and put a little bit of tension on it. But anyway. All right, so this thing's counting away. The counting machine is being a counting machine. Just watch this first one and see if we see any skips. You could really watch any one of them, to be honest. The first one, obviously, it's going to show you the most reaction, and then the second one's going to show you half as many, and then this one's going to be 1/4, and then this one will be 1/8, 1/16, 1/32, 1/64, and then 1/128. So the last one's actually only going to get 1 marble in it and never trigger. It'll never skip over the last one. The last one we could honestly just have as like an end place that says, hey, you got there. But of course, I left it as 8 bits, so you could just keep extending it if you wanted to. And it wouldn't matter. Like, you could go up to 16 bits, 32 bits, whatever. And theoretically, if as long as this is lossless, it should keep counting. I really think this might be lossless now. I feel really good about it. I'm glad that we actually found that stupid issue where they were coming off the conveyor and just gliding off the edge. So that fixes that problem. And then this thing here, hopefully, is going to fix the jumping over problem. Now, obviously, we're not watching every single step all the way along, so we can't really tell if all of them worked perfectly. But we'll know at the end. I mean, it'll be pretty obvious if the numbers are right. And then, of course, we're catching all the runoff down this trough out there. It's just great. We're almost done, actually. The count's going pretty quick. It's not the fastest counting machine, but it's a counting machine. I think it's going to work. I hope. Come on, counting machine. Don't let me down this time. I think it's really good now. There was definitely an issue here. This gives me an idea too for some other logic. There's like, we can make AND gates, we can make OR gates, we can make XOR gates for sure. It all comes down to the timing of the marbles coming off the lift. But I think using the lifts, we can do this. This, of course, is just a really, technically, I guess, if you want to think about it, this is more like, it's kind of like a set reset latch. The first one sets it, the second one resets it. I guess, you know, although they're both being fed from the same input, it's 1 input and 2 outputs. So it's hard to say. It's a freaking binary bit made of marbles. Like, I don't know what it technically would equate to in real life, but are we done yet? Okay, we're almost done. The last ones are going on the lift. So far, it's been pretty good. I think this really hits the nail on the head for the consistency. Having a single booster there that, you know, stops all the momentum of the marbles, I think that's great. Sick. Well, that count didn't work. All right, we're starting it up again. I'm just going to check all these to make sure they're all aligned. Like I said, I didn't, you know, copy and paste the whole thing afterwards, so I lined them up kind of with the edge of the booster. Obviously, that one wasn't. So there's a huge jam up. I think we'll be okay now. Maybe that looks pretty good. Yeah, so there's a huge jam up there. Hopefully that doesn't happen this time. Which one was that? It was like the 3rd one? 4th one? Can we... Yeah, so anyway, we gotta wait here again until they all fill up. This looks really good. I think this is perfect. This one looks good. Flows through. Alright, let's check this one. How's this one doing? Perfect, flows through. They are all at the same height. I copied it and just dragged it across. I love the fact that there's these grid arrows. It makes it super convenient for when you're moving stuff around. You can move them in only one direction specifically. I absolutely love that. It's like my favorite tool. Because then I can just slide these along. So that's perfect. So they're all at the same height, which is just enough clearance for a single marble. How's this one doing? This one looks good. Alright, it's going to take a while before another marble comes through here. What about this one? Perfect. Okay, so we need to... Got another marble coming? I love this. It's so cool. It's such a stupid thing, but it's so cool. It took way too long to build. It's just... But I love it. I love it in such a dumb way. I really want to build more complicated marble circuits. I don't know why. You know, I was actually showing this to Dapper and my brother asked me a question, and he said, "Why are you building this?" And I didn't have a good answer. Well, we're up to this bit. We've only got 2 bits left to check, but, oh, here comes a marble. Okay, this one's gonna, here we go. Coming. Perfect. Perfect. Now it should get into this bit. And then we gotta wait for another marble to come through. Excellent. Just wait there. Oh, we need another marble to fill this bit first, and then fill... Oh, this one got filled. Okay. Another one coming through. This is the beauty of a binary system. It just takes forever for each... Like, each next one takes twice as many marbles to fill, right? So this one, if it's like, what, 16 marbles to get here, then it's another 16 just to get another one to cross over. But, I mean, that's how it actually counts, right? Because each marble, it's like a different place. It's like you have your tens place, your hundreds place, your thousands place, whatever. This, we have our twos place, our fours place, our eight place, our 16 place, and so on. It's just multiples of 2 instead of multiples of 10. And that's how this system counts, which is kind of awesome. So if you were to add it up, it'd be like 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32 plus 64 plus 128. Then you add them all together, and that's your decimal number. And you only add that number if there's a marble in the slot, and that's what gives you your final number. So we're looking for 181 when this is all done running. Are we done yet? We are done. I'm not going to count the excess that runs off here. I'm going to assume it's correct in being 181. So I think we're done. Looks like it's none on the lift here, none on the lift there. Okay, we got one that just flowed off there. There's one on this lift, so let's let it flow through. Because it still has to... Oh, no, see, it's screwed up. All right, let's try this again. 181 marbles. You know, I think no matter what, I could run this like 10,000 times, and I feel like no matter what, there's going to be one time where it just doesn't work. I think it's going to be impossible in this game to get rid of all the margins of error. That'd be like trying to get rid of the wheel bounce on scrap mechanic terrain. I just don't... I think it's just an unattainable thing. I think we can get like really close. Like this is like 97% accurate, but I don't think we're ever going to get it perfect. Although it does, you can see it did count to a low number. So, I mean, it works. It's just a matter of getting it to work at higher numbers when there's more chances for it to screw up. This is looking good so far, though. Love how consistent that is. I love just the little tap. Just a little tap. Boop. Just enough. Just enough to get it out of the way. Perfect. So cool. Oh, we already have one in the 7-bit area. So we're pretty high up in the count there. That means we're at least above 64. So we're over like 64, 70 almost, because we have one. Oh, we have two here, so this would be 64 plus 32. So we'd be at over 90 something, 96. Oh, plus this one. So we're actually really far. We're going pretty good. Must be almost through the entire count now. Yep, no more on this conveyor belt. Sick. Only a few more going up on this conveyor belt. Awesome. All right. Hopefully no screw-ups. Knock on wood. Knock, knock. Get it? I can knock on the wood of the marble. Knock. Actually, no, I can knock on my desk. But knock on wood, no screw-ups. All right. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. I don't see any marbles jammed. So then the second thing is, did we get the right number? That's the big question, because if we got the right number at 181, that's pretty good. I've never gotten a successful count above like 180, honestly. Every time I try and do this counting small numbers, it works enough that you can, you know, get through it. But counting large numbers, there's always like some place where it's screwed up, and I've never been able to get it. So 181, is everything stopped moving? I think so, right? I don't hear any marbles. I don't see any marbles. Okay, there's marbles. All right, so the count we're looking for is 10110101. So 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1. Oh my god. It counted to 181. It actually counted 181 marbles, which works out perfectly. 181 is 197 plus 16. It's, 181 plus 16 is 197, and we have 16 white marbles on the map. Look at that. There you go. 8-bit binary counter with freaking marbles. I'm so excited by this. I can't believe how this actually worked. That was the first time I've ever seen it work. I've been doing this for hours. You have no idea. I've been at this for so long, trying to get this thing to work flawlessly, and it finally seems like I have a version that works flawlessly and can actually count. I mean, it counted to 181, so theoretically you could have it count up to 255, and it would be perfect. And then at 256, it would actually go off the end and reset the whole thing to 0000. So theoretically, that's what would happen. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I definitely want to do some more marble logic. I think there's some really cool things we can do with marble logic. Takes a lot to set up. it is, if you look at it, this is one gate, if we think about it, and building one gate is, you know, that's all these pieces here. And they all have to be perfectly aligned with each other, and when we move this around, we have to make sure everything stays perfectly aligned. But it's super cool that it works, and I'm super glad that we can actually do that in Marble World. It's just what a ridiculous idea. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know other cool logic problems. I will warn you, Marble World logic is a little bit more difficult than Scrap Mechanic logic. It takes a little bit of figuring out, but still really cool stuff. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see y'all next time.